Let's get this going. Cue up that music. There we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's Sunday. You know what that is. It's time for Werid Frequencies. I don't know about you guys. I'm not broadcasting from a bunker in a cornfield. You guys can. It stinks right there.
I'm in the garage next to the cornfield. I still haven't been allowed in the bunker. So I'm waiting on that.
Bubba is broadcasting from a bunker underneath a bean field. Well, it is Friday, or not Friday. It is Sunday. Rob, unfortunately, is working late tonight. He was supposed to be on originally. He was all planning for it, and then he has to train a new person at his job. Work life got in the way. It happens.
Yeah.
So we're going to be hosting the show for a night. So how are you guys tonight?
I'm good.
We actually have Bubba with us tonight.
We actually,
for once.
Does that make this a special edition?
It's a special edition with Bubba. The Bubba edition of Werid Frequencies, yeah.
Usually, researcher Bubba is behind the scenes doing some footwork. Nope, tonight he made time for us, so we are honored to have Bubba on the show tonight.
I know we've been trying to.
I told you guys last week I would get on it.
I know we've been trying to get Bubba on here for weeks. Like, dude, come on, dude, come on, dude, come on. Here he is. It's Bubba.
Yep.
So we got a lot to talk about tonight, including the big stuff going on in Japan. Let's hit on this one first, guys. What do you think? This is hot. This is hot stuff.
Yeah.
The earthquakes going on in Japan. These are crazy. These are crazy. And why I didn't want to join CNN's account, I wanted to read about the earthquakes. All right. So for everybody who hasn't been, I know it's something that's been kind of like, have you heard about this? Have you mentioned this or whatnot? But Japan is getting hit by some powerful earthquakes and typhoons, and it sounds bad. And now they're bracing for a once-in-a-century earthquake. So as of late, they've had 7.1 magnitude earthquakes. They've had a few tsunamis that honestly haven't been as deadly as the one from, what was it? It was 2004, 2006. Was that? No, the 2008 tsunami was the one that really tore their country up. That's the one that caused a lot of loss of life. Of course, Japan's really no stranger to earthquakes. They're right there next to the Ring of Fire. But the Japanese government announced today they are preparing for the possibilities of a larger earthquake, which the largest one they've had, let's see, the earthquakes are emanating from the Nanakai Trench, which is roughly 435 miles off the coast of Japan. It's where tectonic plates slip beneath each other. Most of the world's earthquakes and tsunamis are caused by these movements and the tectonic plates, and are most powerful often occur in the subduction zones. That's where the plates overlap each other. And what they're talking about now is they're seeing a lot of activity down there, which is why they've had all these earthquakes. But the Japanese government has warned there is a 70% to 80% chance that Japan will be rocked by another earthquake within the next 30 years from this trench. This trench is also apparently where the earthquake from the 3/11/08 earthquake hit. That was a 7 magnitude earthquake. The earthquake they're predicting could be stronger.
Between 8 and 9, from what I'm reading.
Between 8 and 9. That is insane. What's the strongest earthquake this planet's ever had? That's a good question. I don't know. Everybody always talks about how it's California's going to fall off the face of the planet or fall off the
the way their tectonic plates are, they could slide into the ocean.
Yeah.
Well, and here's what I see. Now, this has been what I'm seeing from August 12th to now, there's been 10 earthquakes. Let's see what. 4 of them have been near Las Vegas. The rest of the others have been in California.
So you're talking about the earthquakes out on the West Coast. How many earthquakes have hit out there?
Yeah. Now they're saying that the number, what I've been reading is the number of earthquakes that's been going on in California here recently. They're warning that that could be the sign of a big one coming.
Well, I know they've been talking too. Like Illinois had a few small ones as well.
Yes.
They're talking like, we might get one as well. Because there is what's the earthquake that, or not the earthquake, but the fault line that runs in just down south. That is the New Madrid. That's right, the New Madrid fault line. They've had a couple of small ones.
I got an update on the strongest recorded earthquake.
What's the strongest?
It was a magnitude 9.5 that occurred in Chile on May 22nd, 1960.
Ooh.
It lasted 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
The earthquake fault line was almost 1,000 miles long.
Oh my God. That is a hell. Oh.
They actually considered it a mega quake, and it generated a tsunami that caused destruction in Chile, Hawaii, Japan, the Philippines, eastern New Zealand, and southwestern Australia, and the Aleutian Islands.
Was with all the earthquakes lately. And Julie's right. Yellowstone had that geyser go off a few weeks ago, and they're still. Yellowstone is a terrifying concept because they've already predicted that if Yellowstone National Park, which is a caldera, if it detonates, erupts, it would decimate the West Coast, parts of Central, Midwest, and I believe almost as far as the East Coast. Not it just depends on but they're talking like if they've calculated if it was to happen, the amount of ash and soot and problems that would occur are crazy.
Okay. Now, the strongest recorded one in Japan is a 9 to 9.1 earthquake. So they have had a stronger one. That's back in 2011. It was March 11th.
That's the one that set off the massive tsunami, if I recall, and caused the Fukushima.
It caused the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster.
Which, that was a horrible, horrible situation.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. We're having so many massive earthquakes. Last year it was wildfires. This year it's earthquakes. Earthquakes and solar storm.
On August 17th, there was a 7.0 earthquake in Russia. And that has now triggered a volcanic eruption in Russia. So
let's see.
Yeah, that's a pretty good earthquake too. 7.0, that's a pretty good one.
This article here I just pulled up is claiming that the earthquakes are being caused by climate change. It's not by climate change. I doubt it is.
You want to know my take on some of this? Now, I think now I'm not saying all earthquakes by no means, But I do think some of these earthquakes are triggered by wars going on.
You think they're being triggered by the wars?
Now you got just say like Russia bombing Ukraine. Those bombs shake the earth. There's easily could trigger an earthquake.
I don't think.
I'm not saying that is the exact cause of it. I'm just saying it could.
I don't think that's what's causing the earthquakes, because I think it's just the tectonic plates are moving and overlapping each other and they're breaking off, and that's what causes. Because as much as some people don't want to believe it, Earth's structure, the way, if you actually look at the structure of the planet, you have North America, South America, Asia, it's always changing.
Yeah.
Since millions of years ago, it was a supercontinent. It's been a supercontinent twice they discovered over Earth's history. So maybe it's going back to that. I don't know.
Yeah, can you imagine that when all the continents were actually together, and then there was obviously one super ocean?
Yeah.
I mean, just the idea that's pretty crazy.
I
don't know that I want to be the guy who puts his head inside. You know.
Well, hey, Bubba.
Ostrich there.
Well, hey there, Leroy. Go put your head in that there crater that just opened up. Okay. Oh, aftershock. Oh. I do not. And I want to point out, too, this article, I actually clicked on it, so I wanted to see if maybe it had something to discuss about it. Mentions nothing about, and I've looked through the entire article, nothing about global warming. Doesn't even explain the research, the facts. It just says, are earthquakes increasing because of climate change?
It's clickbait.
Yeah. It is clickbait.
Well, and I know it's against popular opinion, but I don't know that I necessarily believe in global warming to an extent. Like just take this summer, for instance. We had a few days this summer where the heat index was over 100, but there was no actual days where the temperature itself was over 100.
No, there wasn't.
It's really not been a bad summer at all.
I think it's been
for Illinois. Summer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're still not to the Indian summer that Illinois seems to get hit with.
Yeah, Indian summer always gets
in September.
Yeah.
Well, and I've heard too that that Farmer's Almanac is calling for this year to be a you know how it's not unheard of that we get some snow in October. It don't usually happen too much, but we do. But they're talking like significant snowfall in October. So,
well, if you also go off of what Elon's been saying a lot, which I know Elon's very decisive in what he says and everything, and divisive, he claims we're starting an ice age. He claims the planet's starting to go into an ice age. He claims that the planet's not really warming up like they say. It's getting colder. Let's see. Here we go. I got the Farmer's Almanac right here. Why is it not bringing any of that up? That's weird. All right. The Farmer's Almanac predicts flannel shirts and umbrellas are in order for fall, when fall begins, followed by a wet winter whirlwind during the 2024-2025 winter season. So you got above normal temperatures. You got your pretty much. It looks like the weather pattern is back to where it should be when it comes to temperature and snow precipitation. Yeah, especially for Illinois. It definitely looks more wet than white in many areas. Farmer's Almanac editor Sandy Duncan. Much of the country, she said, might see a warmer winter than normal because of La Nina. The climate change pattern emerges in September and November period, according to the Climate Prediction Center in recent forecasts. The coldest temperatures look like they're going to be in north central states into the Great Lakes area. How are things here's how things could turn out cold for the Midwest over the next few months or the first. So fall, they're calling for frosty and wet. Okay, that's normally what fall is for us.
Yeah.
Fall is normally frosty at first, then it starts to get wet, and then you get that cold spill. The Midwest and Great Lakes regions could see snowy weather in October, they said, but that doesn't necessarily mean a repeat of how frigid trick-or-treating got last year around it. Yeah, there was like, what, 3 years ago, it was like below zero for trick-or-treating. They actually had to cancel Halloween for some kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I have never remember a time where it got below zero, except maybe when I was a kid, and that was bizarre.
I know as a kid, like, I used to hate when Halloween was cold because you'd have to wear your winter coat over your costume, and I hated that.
Yeah.
You dress up for Halloween as a kid. You want your costume to be seen, not covered up by a damn coat.
Yeah.
Let's see, they're
I
calling
mean,
for
as a parent now, you buy the costume for the kid. You want them to be in it and be able to show it off. Seems like a waste of money if you can't.
Yeah, they're
So,
not cheap. I mean, you
No.
can get cheap ones, but
Yeah, it's kind of weird how expensive Halloween costumes get, and they're so detailed. Remember back in the day, it was like, oh, I got a white sheet on, I'm a ghost. Now you got to have the legitimate ghost costume with like glow in the dark LED sections on one side and all that. The ectoplasm oozing pump, the weird, it's been monopolized. It's like Halloween is back. Obviously, Halloween seemed like it was gone for a while there. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, Japan's definitely getting hit by a lot of weird. And here's another thing too that just popped up. This has got a lot of people concerned about all the earthquakes, which is interesting that this came up too. Sea serpent. This is a weird thing. So the oarfish, these kayakers found an oarfish washed up in California. There have only been 19 very long, silvery, deep sea dweller oarfish that have been found along California's shore.
I guess it was dead when they found it, but still, they like live very, very deep in the ocean, so it's very rare that you see one.
That thing is like almost as long as this truck here. Jeez. The oarfish, known as sea serpents or doomsday fish, have a hollowed place in the Museum of Marine Oddities. They can grow to dozens of feet in length and generally swim vertically, according to Ben Frable, who is a collection manager of the Marine Vertebrate Collection at Scripps Institution of Oceanography. They get at least 25 feet long, with reports in 30-plus range. In terms of weight, it's estimated to be, the big ones, to be 500 pounds. Jesus.
Wow.
500 pounds.
And they're not like they're that big. They're just long.
Yeah.
They're long and like ribbon-like, kind of,
Legend has it that the sea creature is a harbinger of earthquakes and other natural disasters, although no correlation has been proven, says Scripps, which makes the timing of its discovery interesting, considering that there was a quake with a 4.4 magnitude center near the Highland Park neighborhood of Los Angeles on Monday. That tremblor came on the heels of a 5.2 magnitude earthquake on August 6th, which was centered in the Bakersfield and was felt across most of Southern California. Update, another quake, this one at 3.9, shook Lake Elsinore and portions of San Diego County on Thursday. So it's not just Japan, it's also most of the Pacific, most states or countries sitting on the Pacific are getting hit by these earthquakes. Half a dozen or so amateur scientists, including Emily Miller, Michael Wang, Monica DeYoung, and Owen Gunderson, worked together on Saturday to bring the sea monster to shore at La Jolla Cove, first in the water, then on a paddle boat with its tail hanging off the end, ending its journey in the bed of a pickup truck. Can you?
So, assuming that one of these is 30 foot long and 500 pounds, you're looking at 16 pounds a foot.
Oh, that's a big boy.
Yeah.
That's a big. I wonder if you can actually like eat an oarfish, like if it's edible.
Well, pretty much, I think all fish technically are edible, but
Not all. There's some that are very poisonous.
well, like pufferfish are poisonous, but you can still eat them, and people do.
Okay. Oarfish are generally considered inedible because their flesh is gelatinous and poor quality. Some say the flesh is flabby and gooey and tastes terrible.
See, there
Yeah,
it is. There's
you definitely may not want to eat one.
A Norwegian man tried to feed it to his dog. The dog wouldn't eat it.
See, there's an oarfish right there. Look at how thick that fish is. That's crazy.
You know?
I mean, that's not as long as the one they housed out of the water in California, but dude, that's almost the length of his arm. And the one that we saw that they hauled out of the water was much bigger than this guy.
Yeah.
And that video's not doing it justice, but the outside skin of it is such a bright, shiny silver color.
Oh, it's pretty. It's kind of glimmering right there, and they're in the dark water. Look at that.
Yeah.
That second one apparently showed up. So I guess these things are bottom feeders, perhaps.
I don't know. I just know that they are usually found in the very, very deep water.
Okay. Oarfish are also known as earthquake fish because they are thought to surface before and after earthquakes.
Oh, so that means the big one probably is coming. I don't know. Let's see. Julie sent this one. Oh, Julie, Adam's wife, sent a picture. So I was talking earlier about Yellowstone, how terrifying that is. So there is. This is what's predicted if Yellowstone ever erupts. That's Yellowstone right there in the center. The ash. This is how much ash would cover the U.S. You have 1 to 3 feet on the East Coast, 3 to 10 feet, and then look at Illinois. We get 10 to 30 feet. Illinois just gets blanketed.
No, it's in millimeters. Okay, so it's 3 millimeters. Don't scare people like that, Tyler. Vast difference.
I'm sorry, not feet, millimeters.
So here in Illinois, covering us in central Illinois, 10 to 30 millimeters.
Our viewer count just went, oh, we're gone. We're going to the store. Doomsday preppers. Why did I say feet? I'm used to snow. But if you also notice too,
to give you an idea, if we got hit with 30 millimeters, that's 1.181 inches of ash.
Yeah, but
it's a lot of ash.
It is a lot, yeah.
And all that in the air, that's no good for anybody.
Right, and people would have to be breathing that stuff in, which means you'd have to have your respirators. You probably have to, and that stuff ain't going to go away for a long time.
Think about how that would affect the sunshine into the States and farmers growing crops.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah. That would be the doomsday scenario for not just the United States, but also Canada and parts of probably most of Mexico and parts of South America.
But also not only crops, but like farm animals, cattle, sheep, whatever, dying from breathing all that shit.
Yeah, something like a nuclear winter. I mean, I'd imagine it'd be shorter than a nuclear winter, but it would still have a very similar effect.
Yeah, I think Julie is correct. That would be a nuclear winter for sure. That would be not as radioactive. We're not talking like radioactive fallout or stuff like that, but it would just be.
Well, yeah, not radioactive fallout, but it is still fallout.
Yeah, imagine, okay, when the dinosaurs went extinct, the asteroid that hit the planet also had an iridium core, so it detonated with a force greater than any nuclear warhead we've detonated on this planet so far. It also set off a lot of volcanoes and caused seismic tremors. This situation would be just a small piece.
Yeah.
Depending on how long it lasts, it'd be a small piece of what it was like during those final days of the dinosaurs.
Yeah. The two things we really have to worry about is for how long is the eruption and how high does it spew its contents. Because the higher it spews the contents, the wider out it goes and the longer it takes for it all to fall. So
similar to the destruction of Pompeii. Very, very accurate indeed, Julie. Very accurate. It would
it's going to be a bad day to be in like Denver.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got a feeling that if that was to happen, if we were to, which I think they said it is an active caldera. I think they're saying it's supposed to be like a matter of time, but they've also been saying this is going to happen for decades. It really depends, like if it happens, when it happens, how it happens. If that makes sense to anybody.
Yeah.
Because I just realized that kind of doesn't really make sense in my head. But
right, it's Werid Frequencies. It's a good place for things not to make sense. It's kind of our thing.
Yeah.
And kind of now, just a little off topic of the oarfish. In India, they found a giant snake fossil, which is supposedly the world's largest snake that's bigger than Titanoboa.
Titanoboa. I haven't heard about this one. This is new to me.
It says a groundbreaking, and this story was just published today.
Okay.
A groundbreaking discovery back in April. Researchers at the Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, India, discovered and unearthed fossilized remains of a colossal snake. The newly identified species, Vasuki indicus, dates back 47 million years during the warm Eocene period of India. The fascinating discovery makes it one of the largest snakes ever found, even larger than the famous Titanoboa. The fossil belonging to the extinct Mantisonidae family was estimated to be 11 meters, which is 36 feet, to 50 meters or 50 feet long, and weighed 2,200 pounds.
So over a metric ton.
Yeah.
This giant snake lived during the middle Eocene period when temperatures were warmer, possibly driving the evolution of large body sizes. To put that in perspective, the largest snake on Earth, the reticulated python, grows up to 6 meters or 20 feet long. The king cobra, India's deadliest snake, reaches an estimated 18 feet long. So,
just like 2.5 of a reticulated python.
Yeah. Now, I always thought like anacondas would be like the longest, or near the longest, but it's like not even mentioned, you know.
Yeah.
Let's see. According to this, it's the new snake. Let's see. Can you send me a link to the article you're reading there, Bubba? Because everything I'm
Yes, I
finding is a
can.
little old.
You may send it to you or the group chat.
No, send it to me.
All right.
They said that it was a
There you go.
slow-moving ambush predator that used constriction to subdue its prey. So it's a constrictor.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. World's largest snake, bigger than Titanoboa discovered in India. What's the actual name of this guy? Because I'm a big paleo junkie, so I love this shit. What's the name of this guy? Belongs to the snake Matasoidide family. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, so he was okay. So he was heavier than Titanoboa, longer than Titanoboa, but Titanoboa's body height was a little wider. So, but that's still an impressive fucking snake.
Yeah.
That's still impressive. A metric ton. Let's see. Oh, he would have been feeding on ground sloths. That's why. Yeah, he would have been. Vasukia. Man, that's pretty interesting.
50-foot long.
Dude, if you
And
got
a ton of snake.
this picture, this is a killer picture. Can I make this any bigger? Yeah, I can. This picture they have of them that they put up. This is a picture they have. Whenever they introduce a new species or, announce, hey, we have a new species that we discovered, they always do like these artist renditions. This guy, that's a hell of a picture.
They should put something we all recognize next to it, like a car or something.
Yeah, a car or another animal that's feeding on or something like that to give you a distance, a size comparison to the other animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This thing is like seriously on par with like a dinosaur. Like this is like the next Godzilla monster right here.
Yeah.
If it was 55 feet long and weighed a metric ton, it makes you wonder how much the fossil itself weighs.
Well, I know that they compared 20 of its vertebrae to other living snakes to help them determine the size of this guy. And yeah.
Jeez
And,
Louise.
and Tyler, I know how you love the whole archaeology thing.
Paleontology.
Well, okay. Yeah, sorry.
You're good.
But there's actually a couple more like stories that have just surfaced. One was they also found a perfectly preserved cave lion cub frozen in Siberia, and they're saying it's 28,000 years old.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. They've been called they called it Simba. They've got it. They've what?
I wonder how fast it's going to be that they clone it since it was
Well,
frozen in ice.
Here's the big thing is that they've already announced they're cloning like some of the woolly mammoths. We talked about that I think at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
The DNA inside the lion that he's talking about they found preserved is so good. When they started to transport it, it started to thaw out because the refrigerator unit failed on it. The blood was still fresh.
Well,
This guy was flash frozen.
This says that the cub's golden fur was matted with mud, but otherwise undamaged.
Uh-huh.
Her teeth, skin, soft tissue, and organs are mummified, but all intact.
Makes you wonder if that's one of those snakes there just fossilized or sleeping.
It's like, I'm cool. I am not a big fan of snakes.
You're not a big fan of snakes?
Nope.
It-
Nope. As a kid, I walked kind of close to a copperhead in Missouri.
Oh,
and this was right after my grandma told me what to look for. And I ended up beating it with a very long stick because I didn't want to die. So it was going to die.
Wow.
And then
It was
the
just
other
sunning
one
on
that I
the top.
found.
It was cool, but nope.
What's the other one
The
you
other
found,
one I
Bubba?
found was this was published August 16th. Archaeologist discovers a 13,600-year-old prehistoric mastodon skull in Iowa.
Yeah, I saw that. Iowa's strange because if you look at Iowa or you look at Indiana or you look at Illinois itself, parts of Missouri, we were supposed to be underwater during that time. There's supposed to be an inland sea. So the fact that they found a woolly mammoth actually in Iowa is pretty interesting. That means that there's possibility there are fossils that you can find in Illinois.
It was mastodon, which I think is slightly different than a woolly mammoth, but pretty damn close.
Yeah.
And it says it was in far southern Iowa. So pretty close towards Missouri, and it was 13,600 years old.
That's fairly recent. Holy shit.
Mastodons were a prehistoric elephant-like animal that became extinct 10,500 years ago, according to the National Park Service. Mastodon fossils have been found from Alaska to Mexico.
Yeah, mastodons were not as large as woolly mammoths. Woolly mammoths were like the largest ones out there. A mastodon would be, trying to figure out how I can put this in perspective.
It says they were about 9.8 feet tall at the shoulder and upward curving tusks.
Okay, yeah, here we go. I just found a picture I can show you guys. Since we're probably going to be dealing with these in the next few years once they're cloned. So there's you can see the woolly mammoth is just a little bit shy of a regular African elephant. The mastodon does not have the protruded brow of, say, a woolly mammoth or an elephant. It's more dwarf-like. It's got a larger back frame, but a lighter front frame. So, but yeah, that's what we might be seeing in the next few years, or those two things walking around. So, is that all you got for your little paleontology corner there with the Bubba files?
Yep.
All right. I got an interesting video that was sent to me last week by a listener on the other show. So, you remember a while back, apparently this is the video that started and kicked off Ring's, what they've now announced, Ring's annual alien doorbell camera.
Okay.
And I remember that fossil too, Julie. There was a fossil of a mammoth up at the State Museum. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's still up there. So this video, the lady claims she was in the other room and she kept, the video is not from the person that sent it to us. This is what was sent to us. I did a little research on this. According to the person in the video that you'll see, they kept getting a lot of strange static interference on their cell phone, on their TV, stuff like that. Eventually, the Ring doorbell camera that sits in the corner of the living room, which monitors the overhead of the door, caught someone or something peering into the living room. This person also says he has a second video like this that he wants to send in because he wants Adam to dissect it because it's also on TikTok as well. So I'm going to play this right now. Let it play out. We'll let the three of us will discuss what the heck this is. All right, start from the beginning.
Okay, the TV's going crazy.
Hear the static?
Yeah, look at the window.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
There it comes back to normal. Wait for it.
There it is at the window again.
Huh.
Okay, what do you guys think?
Okay, one thing I noticed, it's not blinking, which tells me it might be a mask or costume. Now, granted, it moves really well. I wish I could see something like its feet, and I think you almost do during its second appearance.
I think what's interesting, you hear the audio click and the TV freezes when this thing looks into the window. But that could also be faked. That could be edited.
And Adam, do you know for sure that aliens' eyes do blink?
I cannot say with any certainty that they do or not. I can just say, based on what I know of masks, they don't. Now,
He's right there. Hang on a minute.
Yeah. It's like I didn't see the head move in a way that a loose mask would. But
I mean, I don't know if aliens have eyelids or, you know.
Well, I mean, how do you know that aliens can blink? Maybe they
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea.
I mean, clearly it's somebody there, and I don't think it's like a mask on a stick trying to scare the kid.
no, I think it's a person or a humanoid. I just wish there was more than just a head.
Yeah, I wish there was too.
A hand, a foot, a leg, a knee, something.
What's weird though, I just noticed this too. The little girl or child here, they're censored out obviously for privacy reasons.
Yeah.
Looks in that direction towards the window, and the being itself is looking also. You can't, it's hard to tell because the child's blurred out, but you can see. Let me go back here. Now watch. Sits up. Right when it comes up, goes back down. So my question is, because we keep hearing the static pop whenever we play the video, whenever this damn thing comes in the window.
Yeah.
Is this like because we talked, what was it, Adam? We talked a while back, aliens possibly having a cloaking device or something for physical media. Is that what we're hearing? Is this cloaking device trying to click in or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because see, and there's also some weird static on the Ring doorbell camera itself.
I'm wondering if it's like, if it is an alien, could it be some sort of electronic jamming to keep pictures from occurring, and maybe somehow the Ring camera wasn't as affected as like the TV?
I don't know.
But I would think that lights would flicker too if it was electronic.
Yeah, latex / Hollywood makeup. I'm going to look this up. Maybe Julie's already found exactly what it's supposed to be. It's just, if
it's a mask, it's a very well-fitting mask because it doesn't wrinkle or anything. in a way that a loose fitting mask would. But
Right.
if we could see something from like the neck down into the shoulder, or a hand, or a leg, foot, something, that would definitely go a long way.
That's another thing too I'm not a big fan of, is of course because of the fact that you're only seeing the head. You're not, like he's saying, you're not seeing an arm, you're not seeing, the leg, a torso, shoulders. You're just seeing this head.
Yeah.
That is actually very annoying that shit happens.
And I tried to see if maybe they took two different images from the ring and kind of mashed them together, see if there was a line somewhere in the middle, since it'd just be from the same camera, so it'd be a similar shot. So I was looking at like patterns on the floor of the hardwood floor to see if it kind of looked odd and stuff like that, or a picture that looked kind of jarred. Just anything. Go on, Ed, Bubba.
Sorry. I mean, if it was an alien, I mean, I can see it trying to peek in without being seen,
But also at the same time, too. Go ahead, Adam. Go ahead.
It's like, my thought is, if it is an alien, do they not have technology to look through wood and drywall?
Wood and drywall. It's one weaknesses.
It's like lead. They just can't.
Yeah, Superman can't look through lead, so drywall wood. Nope, not at all.
X-rays or lead protection from X-rays. Maybe that's what their scanner is. So I don't know. Maybe they have lead-based paint on the outside. I don't know.
Let's see.
They send the alien equivalent of a red shirt down to check out the occupants of the dwelling.
What is... Hang on, I'm trying to see if I can find the second video that was sent.
Yeah. Just with what we see, there's not enough there for me to say, yes, definitely an alien. I, however, cannot also say it's not, but I will comment that if it's a mask, it's a very well-fitting mask.
Yeah, it doesn't sag. It's not loose.
When the humanoid turns their head, it doesn't like wobble in the front or against the back.
Yeah. What is this? What the hell, Julie? What did she say? Here you go. Here's the alien. There you go. Cracked it. That's what the alien is. It's the guy from Star Trek. It's the guy from Star Trek Discovery. Actually, it kind of does look like that. Just this thing in the window had black eyes over the sockets. This guy does not.
Okay, so hear me out on this. What if the black eyes that we're used to seeing on aliens are actually lenses to protect their actual eyes?
Do you know that has actually been argued that they're the eyes you see, their lenses?
Yeah.
That has been argued. A lot of people think that might be the case, because if you're going into a planet that has weird, primitive, hominid, ape-like creatures, you're gonna want to wear at least some kind of protection.
Well, and I mean, going into an unknown atmosphere, you don't know what's in the air itself. You're going to want to protect your eyes from anything like the dust in the wind. You don't know what that's made of. Maybe they're weak against something in the wind. But if you have lenses on, it'll protect it a little bit more.
Right. There is. I'm looking for the video that was sent to me. That is. I'm going to look for it later. It is so weird because this guy sent me 2 videos. He sent me this one, which I found, and the second one, which has been. It looks like it's been removed. But it's along the same premise as this one here. The only difference, though, is the little kid runs in the room and tells the father there's something staring in the window. And he walks in and says, no, there's not. And then when he looks up, you don't see it as good as this one, but you see like a dark mass, and it just real quick darts off to the left. And he goes running out of the room. But the problem is I'm not seeing. And I'm kind of pissed off because it was such a. I should have just saved it. Damn. I'll have to look for it later for maybe next week's.
Okay, Julie sent me something regarding the mask of an alien. I sent it to you, Tyler, to take a look at.
Oh, I think we might have a winner here. I think we might have a winner. That looks pretty spot on. There is a guy who he used makeup and prosthetics and the lenses of sunglasses to make himself look like an alien. And he actually drove around in downtown of a city, actually like just being an alien. But that looks kind of spot on to.
Yeah, because from a distance, you're not going to see the holes in the lenses.
No.
So it's just going to look shiny from a distance.
That is a laid-back, stoned alien right there.
May the force be with you, bro.
Live long and may the fourth be with you, broski. Get out of here. You're drunk. All right. I got another one for you guys. And this is something I think Adam could get behind. So there was a video that was released last week. Everybody knows truck drivers have to deal with a lot of stuff. Truck drivers have to deal with long hours. Truck drivers have to deal with other drivers. Truck drivers have to deal with animals crossing the road. This one might take the cake on this one. A truck driver was leading a convoy in the middle of the night through Argentina's Cobarda province when he passed a woman standing on the side of the road. After driving by, he checked back in her rearview mirrors, but she had disappeared. Surprised at her sudden vanishing and likely concerned that she might have gone into the street, he radioed the rest of the convoy and told them to be on the lookout. He was shocked at how they responded, telling him the woman was hanging on the back of his rig. So the woman, he was driving down the road. The woman went from side of the road, staring at him, to the back of his trailer, which means it's hanging on to the door latches. Now, there's a dash cam video that captures all this.
Okay.
All right. We'll play that and then we'll discuss, because what's interesting is this guy pulls over and the woman disappears. Here you go.
Okay. You can very clearly see something on the back of that trailer. Moving around.
I was getting ready to say, is it painted on, but then it moved. So
yeah, it was moving.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's interesting though is that not only does it move, you can see a lot of details on it. It's wearing like a black dress. You can see its legs, gray shoes, gray socks, black hair.
Yeah.
And see, it moves, but it moves like it kind of like it throws its head back.
Well, I mean, you have to realize how close they have to get to that door to really hold on well.
Well, my question is, okay, how in the hell? Let's see. The driver didn't have much time to freak out. Moments later, the woman vanished again. Convinced they had seen a ghost, the truckers were so disturbed at what happened that they scrapped their plans to sleep nearby and instead drove another 80 miles to put some distance between them and the creepy incident. The spook truck driver named George told a local news outlet, "I don't believe in these things till it happened to me." I don't know. Question is, okay, we obviously can tell from the video someone's there. We can obviously tell someone's there. Now, question is this paranormal or is this someone catching a free ride?
I think it's someone catching a free ride.
Yeah.
That's what
So,
it
I
looks
mean,
to me.
it's like, I think it's a person just catching a ride. Like,
look at the legs. The legs, you can see the actual skin color.
You can see a skin color on them. Yeah, you can, like I said, you can see the hair. Looks like gray shoes. Looks like gray socks. If the video could stand still so I can get a good, clear shot at the person. Because every time it's a dash cam. But what's interesting, though, is it looks like one leg. I can't tell if it's the light from the brake lights from the trailer, but one leg looks like it's brighter than the other. Like this is dark gray. That looks red.
well, it looks like there's a reflector in front of the legs.
Yeah,
so
that's why I think it is.
So
I don't think this is a ghost at all. I think it's someone who just decided, oh, you're not going to pull over? You're going to take me anyways. Rapido.
or just someone just catching a ride, hitchhiking. You know, it's a quicker way to get somewhere else.
What's weird, though, this move they do. What is this? They just like kind of lean over, throw their head back. Like, what is that? Because at first, when you see them, it's a lot lizard. It could be a lot lizard. When you see them, they look like they're hanging on to, I'm going to guess, the rails of the truck, to open the door with, the handles of the truck door. That's what I think. But then they go over there and do that. But then it looks like they put their hands on the side. Can I even get to that point? Yeah, right there. Somewhat.
Well, if you look at like the top of the truck, it looks like there are rails coming down all the way down the doors. So maybe they're trying to hold on as best they can to those. Maybe.
I don't know.
Because I mean, she's not necessarily all that close to the middle. She's kind of off to one side, but maybe there's a bracket right there. I don't know. It's really hard to see.
Maybe there is. I'm gonna say I don't think this is a ghost. I think it's somebody who is just catching a ride.
Yeah. So luckily, it wasn't someone who just jumped off the back of the trailer toward the car recording it, and it just becomes a jump scare video.
I don't know. It is definitely an interesting, very interesting video to say the least. It probably is a very desperate lot lizard who is out of money, who wants cigarettes, and will do whatever it takes to get her pack of Virginia Slims. I don't know.
Maybe she just wants to go to a better truck stop. I don't know.
I gotta change locations. This one's dried out. Okay, I covered the orifice. Let's see. That one I think is good.
I do have another interesting story here real quick.
Okay.
There's a doll that's thought to be possessed by the spirit of a scorned bride and dubbed the most haunted in the world. Has reportedly attacked 17 men.
Huh? Is this Chucky's bride?
The owner, Lee Steer, claimed he felt a burning sensation as the ghostly figure etched a pentagram onto his back. A video clip shows another man's pink shirt being pulled by the irritable spirit named Elizabeth. At least 15 other men have complained about being scratched by the male-loathing entity, which has also triggered fire alarms, moved items around rooms, and caused electronic interference in videos it appears in. If you're looking for spooky news stories, you're in the right place. Lee, a 37-year-old paranormal investigator, purchased the eerie doll on eBay for £866 to display in his Haunted Objects Museum in Rotherham, South Yorkshire, after hearing about its disdain for men. When women are around, it moves objects or flicks lights on and off. However, Lee stated that men seem to send the doll into a rage, reports the Daily Star. Its antics have escalated since he acquired artifacts from the popular horror film series, The Conjuring, which features a possessed doll named Annabelle. He recounted an incident where he was conducting a paranormal investigation with his partner, Sarah Carter, 32, and a colleague inside the museum when he was attacked. I had a burning sensation on my neck, he said. At first, I didn't think much about it. When they mentioned I had scratches on my back, the burning sensation moved down. It seemed like the doll has a hatred towards men. People say it hates married men and goes around scratching married men. There have been well over 15 people who have come to me to say they have been scratched. It's all men and never a woman.
Do you have? You said there's video of this, correct?
I am not. Let's see. I don't know if there's a video in this article. Here, let me send you this article too.
Say, I'd love to see like the guy who got the pentagram burned on him. I want to see the burn. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah. Let's see.
And there's a picture of the doll there too. I just said that's in the article, but I singled out the picture.
This comes from the Mirror. We have a lot of ads. Let's see. I am not seeing any of the videos, but I am looking through this article. Yeah, so
it looks like there is a video.
That's an advertisement, I think. The Mirror likes to load this up. I gave up going on the Mirror. So pentagram is a symbol of protection / balance. It's not evil. That's true. So this is a picture. There's no video, but we do have a picture of what the supposed doll looks like. I don't think this is Zach Bagans, Julie. But here's a doll. That's the doll in question that's supposedly doing all this. It doesn't look like
it's like an old Barbie doll.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's an evil, like, not what I would figure an evil doll would look like.
Yeah.
It says it has moved stuff in the room while Sarah has been there. There's a little perfume bottle, and it just came flying off the shelf in a very strange way. But it has only scratched a male. Why she is doing it is a mystery. Some people think she was treated badly by a man, and some think her wedding went wrong, so this is why she haunts a bridal doll. It could also be the fact that Elizabeth has always been the center of attention in the museum, and we're getting new items in, and she's feeling a bit of jealousy.
Could be.
We've got famous items from The Conjuring, now, and maybe she's feeling a bit forgotten, so she's making herself known in the most extreme way. I suspect it to be the most haunted doll. Visitor John Paul Kenny, 34, of Middlewich in Cheshire, was filming a live TikTok video with a partner, Kimmy Jeffrey, 38, in the museum when he was attacked. It was amazing. I felt someone grab my shirt and my skin was touched, he said. My shirt popped out. I reached it, or I reacted, and it felt like someone had came behind me and pulled my shirt and wanted my attention. I wasn't scared, but it put me on edge. We have investigated lots of places, but it was the first time I have properly been touched. Sounds like a personal problem there. We didn't think the camera would have caught this, but we saw it had happened. It was 100% the bridal doll that did this to me. On the night, I felt like I had seen her too in the corner of my eye in a white dress. We were doing a TikTok live and have a few medium friends on this, and they said the doll had a keen liking to me as I reminded her of her fiance.
Okay, I think I might have just found the actual video I've been looking for quite a while since I came on here. I think it just got sent to me by my brother.
And to end it, it says people analyzing the video noticed the words bride and haunting randomly appear on the footage. Lee's girlfriend Sarah now refuses to be alone with the doll. I took a look down his shirt and there were scratches in so many different directions, she said. It looked like a pentagram had been scratched onto him. We had been with him all night and we knew he hadn't been scratching. It was terrifying.
All right. Well, I got two more, and then we'll get out of here for the night. So this is one I've been looking for quite a while. And this is said to be one of, if not the best, UFO videos recorded in a long time. And I want my good friend Adam to see what he says about it. So the story about this goes, is a Brazilian model. She's well known because she doesn't just drive to a lot of these, fashion events. She flies her plane there.
Okay.
Which is weird. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. I know you want to land in style. But I wouldn't be flying in no plane. She's flying in a little, I guess it's like just an old propeller plane. And as she's flying, she records a craft or an object going past her. Now, I've searched for this for at least a year since I came on this show, because when I came on this show, this broke as one of, and it was popular, but I could never find the video. I could never find a video big enough to where I can zoom in. I still can't. Damn it. Where I can zoom in to the point where we can stop and see what this is. In fact, I couldn't find the original, how these videos are made to show on your phone. What they call it, shorts or TikTok, that format. I couldn't find those. But I found the TikTok format. I don't like that I found it. I would have rather have found the original video format. Yeah. But I want Adam to look at this because this woman claims this thing zoomed past her cockpit multiple times, and she would watch it go around, come back around, and fly past her. So she got her cell phone out and caught it on one of the passes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up. You're going to watch. It's really fast.
Tyler said cockpit.
And we're going to see what Adam says. Now watch. She's going to fly right past it. And
Okay.
boom, there it goes.
Boy, that was quick.
I know, right? And now, according to them, it did this multiple times before it flew off. I want to try and pause it right when it.
Yeah, good luck on that.
Yeah. Because if you look at it,
it has a video bar at the end. So can you
it won't let me.
we can get close.
Maybe I can. There. Well, you got that red ring in the way, but
that's a good picture.
you got that red ring in the way, but that gives you the best shot of it.
Yeah.
The way it's there, it almost looks like a human figure.
Like a what?
A human figure, or the UFO's like on a weird angle.
Yeah. It is. I mean,
I don't know what this is.
I don't either. Which I guess automatically makes it a UFO because it's an unknown.
I win. Sorry, Adam.
But no, it's fine.
I mean unidentified object. It's not identified, but
Yeah.
There are a few times where every once in a while we get a video where we can agree we don't know what the hell this is. This is one of those things I think we can agree we don't know what this is because the altitude this thing is at, and everybody said they claim this is the best UFO video of all time. But if it's the best one that's recorded, how come it took me this long to find one to finally bring on to the show?
I know, right?
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
I guess you just had to get me well established on the show so I could build up credibility so you can just dash it away. But
it's just when you're actually
go on ahead, Bubba.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Technically, since I can't identify it, say it's a drone or whatever, technically it's a UFO.
Yes.
Technically, Tyler, you are correct.
But that doesn't mean it's an alien spacecraft.
Yes, that also
unidentified.
That also does not mean it's an alien spacecraft. It could be a piece of trash. It could be just a bird flying at such a random way and a random flight pattern that circles around this plane. We don't really know what this is.
And here's my thing too. Okay, when you're watching this video, you saw how fast it went by.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, is that because that object is moving that fast, or the plane's moving that fast in the opposite direction, or is it just the combination of both?
Could be a combination of both. Yeah, Adam's right.
The plane has to go so fast one way, which you're basically adding the velocity of the aircraft to the velocity of the other object, plus whatever speed it's going. So it appears faster because you perceive it as you are standing still.
To see that, I don't know exactly what plane she's flying, other than you can tell there's a prop on the wing there.
Looks like a Piper Cub from the way the prop's sitting there.
And still, you think about it, it could be going at least a couple 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, hard telling what this is. It's just it's the one everybody says that from 2023 that was the best UFO video that's ever been recorded, but I couldn't ever find it until now.
Yeah. It's like it's a very clear photo of the item in question. It's not fuzzy. It's not overly detailed either, but which would help. But it's unidentifiable.
Yep.
And it is flying, and it is an object.
So, would you guys like to? Before we get off here, I had 2 more articles I'd like for us to go over. 2023 was a record-breaking year for UFOs. Okay? It was a record-breaking year. They have the top 10 states in the country that reported the most UFO or the most alien activity.
Okay.
Would you guys like to try and guess what these are?
What, the top 10 states?
Top 10 states that had the most UFO activity. Or do you think this is something I should save for another show?
I would love to save it for when Rob is actually able to be on with us. And I'd love to have Bubba on there too. So
I
we
think
can
you're
all-
right. Let's save this for next time Rob's on.
Yeah.
I am actually going to bookmark this and save it. But let me tell you something. Number 1, that's a hell of a number for sightings just from aliens alone. But
Top 10 states UFO pictures are taken. Number 13 will surprise you.
Well, on that, everybody knows I normally like to end these shows on a funny note. We get into, of course, the paranormal. A little slow with the paranormal news this week, but a lot with the earthquakes, stuff like that. Bubba, would you ever go to a location called Blue Ridge, Georgia?
Depends. I mean,
To see
off the top of my head, there's nothing that would stop me from going there.
Would you go to see the Bigfoot Museum in Blue Ridge, Georgia?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Of course you would. No, Julie, New Mexico is actually not number 1. Well, Blue Ridge, Georgia is home to one of the strangest things I've ever seen for evidence of Bigfoot. Now, people have, and Adam's already shaking his head. He's like, I know where he's going with this.
Well, no, I went on ahead. I looked up the Sasquatch Museum in Blue Ridge. To go in, it's $9, so it's a very inexpensive museum to go to if you want to indulge in such things. So yeah, I was just kind of curious. I thought I'd look up some stuff. I'm not going to spoil anything if I find anything.
Right. Well, it's also home to a very, very unique imprint. Now, I've heard of evidence about footprints, obviously, the hair, never this. Bubba, do you believe in Bigfoot?
Absolutely.
Adam, do you believe in Bigfoot?
I don't believe, but I don't not believe. There's not enough there for me to make an educated decision.
Well,
to me, I just think there's way too many sightings, way too many, like prints, footprints being found, things like that. And some of these footprints that are being found are found in places where humans don't even normally go. So for it to be a hoax, why would someone hoax it where chances are it's probably never going to be found?
Well, I think that, as somebody for me, I think they would have found the corpse by now. I stand corrected. This might be the best evidence I've ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, this museum is home to the world's only cast of Bigfoot's buttocks imprint.
Okay.
Even Papa is like, okay.
Like, what about this says that is a Bigfoot's butt?
All right, well, hang on a second. There's a description down here. I'm going to read as much as I can. In May of 1993, east of the Walla Walla, Washington, Paul Freeman discovered tracks that led to the Sandy Bank along the Dry Creek. The Sasquatch apparently sat down on the edge of an elevated bank and left a distinct imprint of its derriere, which Freeman cast.
Now, yeah, I'm sure Bigfoots I'm sure sit down at some point. I'm sure they're not always standing, but
Yeah.
like that just doesn't scream butt imprint to me.
So, according to this, Dr. Jeff Meldrum, professor of anthropology at the University of Idaho, noted evidence of a tailbone at the deep natal cleft. I can't read this without keeping a straight face. Jeez. It's also the derriere of a prominent and well muscular. I can't read anything else because StreamYard is saying it's using my window. But apparently, this is confirmed to be anatomically correct for what they say Bigfoot's ass would be like.
I mean, is that trench supposed to be the crack, I guess? How do they know it's not his junk laying there?
I just want to point out real quick, Adam. He's the one who believes in Bigfoot the most, and he can't even believe this thing actually exists.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't necessarily scream butt imprint to me. Like, I don't know. Like,
sorry, I pulled up the picture so I could zoom in on the bottom, and it's like I can read the rest of it if you really want.
Go ahead, read the rest of it by all means.
Okay, so I'll read the last paragraph. Dr. Jeff Meldrum, professor of anthropology at the University of Idaho, noted evidence of a tailbone at the deep natal cleft. The cheeks of the buttocks were prominent and well muscled with little to no evidence of excess fat. Striations of hair streaming downward and inward across the natal cleft.
So this is a very muscularly built ass. I can't.
with a large crack. With a large crack.
What museum?
With an imprint near the hole, I'm guessing is what that's.
That is not Washington's ass, Julie.
It's like, this is not my expertise. I cannot speak on behalf of this ass.
Do I need to go sit my bare ass in some mud and see what kind of an imprint that makes and like compare?
I'm not guessing that. No.
Oh yeah, Tyler, you'd be the one to do it.
No. Oh, knowing my luck, I am, because I'm the co-host on this show. Rob's the one to make the decision. Rob be like, Tyler, I don't like you right now. Go cast Bubba's ass.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just guarantee you my crap's not that big.
What'd you say, Adam?
I said that's a punishment or else you'll get written up.
Oh, yeah.
Again.
So, Bubba, are you saying you do not believe this is Bigfoot's buttocks?
Like I said, I just don't. I look at that and I just don't see butt print. Like,
what's a butt print supposed to look like?
I don't know.
It has a well-defined natal cleft.
Yes, the well-defined natal cleft.
Maybe it was a female Bigfoot. That's why it's got a big crack, or I don't know.
I don't think that's what the show is saying.
I mean, there's no junk imprint, ahead of it, or.
Why are you looking for a junk imprint?
It's like curiosity dictates you look.
in the mud too.
It'd have like 2 little nodules, along there.
Yeah,
or
there's
something.
no twig and berries.
I'm sorry, Rob. I try to take this show seriously, but damn it, I can't. I'm having too much fun. Oh.
Either that or this is showing that the Bigfoot in question was not very well endowed.
You see what Julie says.
Yeah.
He sat down and he was in thought.
Julie, how do you know?
Maybe it's a Bigfoot
animal gynecology, I guess.
It was a female Bigfoot with beef curtain.
You can't decide that. We don't know. All I know is they're saying this is an ass print of Bigfoot. That's it. Oh, and I'm bringing this up on Wednesday's show on our show. I'm bringing this up.
Maybe she gave birth and that's why she was all,
Why are we discussing this? Why are we discussing the science of an ass print? I can't. It's missing a couple of anatomically correct features. But how do you know? Do you just go into the forest and lift up Bigfoot's skirt?
The fur skirt.
Oh my god. So yeah, there you go. The Bigfoot Emporium in where was this at again?
Blue Ridge, Georgia.
Blue Ridge, Georgia, home with the world's only apparent Bigfoot buttocks imprint.
Home of Bigfoot's beef curtains. I don't know.
Home of Rob is gonna watch this later. He's gonna be like, all right, you guys are never hosting a show without me again. Oh God, I can't.
There goes not Ric Flair. That's a Bigfoot coochie print. That's one big gash. Looks like a chick I hooked up with in Arkansas.
I don't know who not Ric Flair is, but I'm wondering, like, if he's one of those weirdos from the oil rig or something like that. I'm wondering.
Well, we know who is not.
Yeah, we know who is not.
He hooked up with in Arkansas. I sure hope with a gash like that, I sure hope he had a 2x4 strapped to his ass. So he didn't fall in.
Why are you so blown away about the ass print? It's another piece of the Bigfoot puzzle, dude.
That's a big piece of the puzzle.
At least we know it has a buttocks.
He says, no, I'm not from the rig.
Okay, he's not from the rig. All right.
This brings up an important question, though. A scientific question. If it has a buttocks, why aren't we finding Bigfoot feces?
I don't know.
Where's the dingleberries?
What?
I'm not worried about its twig and berries. I'm worried about, if it has this, why can't we find what comes from it, at least from a humanoid standpoint?
Yeah, well, with all that fur, you'd think there would be dingleberries.
Why are you so concerned about the fucking dingleberry?
Okay, because basically a dingleberry is just caked on feces on hair.
Yeah.
So
not only would you find the feces, you would find like hair like entangled up in it.
Yeah.
Okay, look
or
at
in this imprint. In this imprint, you would find, depressions where the dingleberries would be.
Well, let me bring this back up. Maybe this down here. Can you guys see my mouse pointer?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the dingleberries.
That could be a big dingleberry there.
I mean,
You don't know how long it's been since that Bigfoot was in water. Just saying. Could be a very dirty Bigfoot.
Yeah, who's to say they wash their ass very well when they're in the water? Like,
I'm sorry. I
know
can't.
they have a thing called Sasquatch soap, but I don't think Sasquatch actually use it.
Oh, for God's sake. That's a soap brand, Bubba. That's a soap brand.
That's
Dr.
what I'm saying. I don't think Sasquatch
Dr.
actually use it.
Dr. Satch, yeah. Oh my God. I love how we're talking about this. And Bubba is still questioning. All right, so what? Do you not believe this is a legitimate buttocks imprint of a Bigfoot, Bubba?
How actual big is the imprint?
I'm gonna guess it looks like maybe
Like is that crack like this long, or is it the size of my whole forearm?
I don't know, Adam. What would you think?
Taking into the account the picture on the side, I'm guessing is a typical size piece of paper. I mean, it doesn't look like that wide of a buttocks. So, with other pictures that they show of the size of a Bigfoot, this doesn't look all that large in comparison. It actually looks quite small.
Well, then it's still a big crack.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Tyler, I understand. This went off the rails.
This went way off the damn rails, dude. I meant to end this show like 10, 15 minutes ago, and Bubba's still mind blown over the thought that there's a Bigfoot buttocks cast somewhere in Georgia.
It's like I think we need to take a road trip to Blue Ridge, Georgia. Just a Werid Frequencies road trip.
We can interview the person who owns the.
We can go to this museum if there are haunted places along the way. We can do that. Whatever.
By the looks of that thing, it's probably in Blue Ridge, Georgia, not Georgia.
Georgia.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of evidence. Shut up, Rick Flair. Oh,
that's very true.
Yep, facts.
I don't know. All I know is that this museum claims it is a cast buttocks of Bigfoot.
Mm.
That's all I know.
I wonder if it stinks.
Why do we need to know if it stinks, dude?
We don't need to know, but I mean, if it was done of an unwashed Sasquatch ass, I'm sure it probably stinks.
Adam. Okay, so this place, I found a picture of Bigfoot, or not a picture, a sculpture of Bigfoot. I sent it to you, Tyler.
All right.
If that buttocks is Bigfoot sized, would it fit on this statue? I don't think it would. It's too small. Seriously.
I'm waiting for it to be sent over. Where is it?
Well, it's not my ass because I've never been to Blue Ridge, Georgia.
Okay, here we go. All right, there it is. All right. Here we go. Here is the statue that is outside this.
I think it's in front of their museum.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
You mean to tell me that casting of a buttocks would work on this? No way. No way. Just no way. It would have to be like 3-4 feet wide. Each cheek would have to be like 2 feet.
I don't
There's
think.
no way.
I don't think that is supposed to be a life-size sculpture of what Bigfoot is. It could have been a juvenile. I don't know.
Looking. That's a weird looking Bigfoot statue.
Looks like it's made out of sticks.
Yeah,
It could have been a drunk guy who sat down and his friend said, "Hey, let's cast your buttocks and say that it's from Bigfoot," and sold it to the museum.
That statue looks like it should play bass in a funk band.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. Ric Flair's not wrong. Maybe it was a child that sat down whining because he was tired of walking. That's a possibility. That's a very good possibility.
We've never found Bigfoot stroller wheel marks. So yeah, obviously the kid's got to walk.
No, but we found his ass print. That's for sure. I just want to point out, since we started talking about Bigfoot's ass, we've actually lost 2 viewers.
It's near the end of the show.
It's the end of the show. Nobody wants to talk about Bigfoot's butt. Come on. If that is his butt, that is a flat ass. That is a flat ass. I'm not kidding.
Like I said, to me, that looks like more like a female.
I don't know. Why are you?
That's the thing. We don't know, Tyler. It could be a female. It could be a male. We're just going through the imprint, analyzing it scientifically to see whether or not we see an imprint of twig and berries.
A female that seriously dropped ass earlier and caused that imprint to be made. Oh God. Sorry, Rob. I know we try to be serious on this show, but
do you think Sasquatch do doggy style or?
I don't know. On that note,
honestly,
I do not want a picture.
Hey, I'm a stoner. You know, you think of weird stuff.
Fair.
Very fair.
Yeah.
I thought I had a custom song in here loaded up, but I guess not.
Guess you can call it Squatch style.
Wasn't there, Adam? Wasn't there an article we read a while back where the guy claimed he wanted to go out and find Bigfoot, and how he did it was he was going to dress up as a female Bigfoot?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, we covered that a lot. Maybe this is the. Maybe this is where he said.
I sent you a cast of a foot. Okay, if your foot is of a certain size, shouldn't your ass?
Oh, we stop it!
I'm just saying.
I guess it would also depend on the ethnicity of said Bigfoot. I don't know.
You just sat there and said, "I believe
I'm not
in
like
Bigfoot."
I'm not like a Bigfoot expert.
Oh, where's your buddy Steve at? Steve's all about Bigfoot. I want to see what he says.
What buddy, Steve?
Steve Stanton.
Oh.
He's a big Bigfoot he's a big Bigfoot fan as well. He's the one who, honestly, between the two of you, you make the most sense than him. But I want to see what Steve Stanton would say about this. That actually looks kind of weird, though, because what is this? Is that from the casting?
Yeah, probably.
That foot just looks a little bit too perfect.
Yeah, that.
But I mean, again, I'm no Bigfoot expert. You know,
it's questioning everything.
Go in, just say everything. AI.
Yeah, that's an AI. That's an AI stick figure. Let's see, where is it? We're gonna end this debate right now. There we go. This is an AI made ass print.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I have never heard of the. Bubba is right. That footprint does look too perfect. That does. But I have never heard of anyone having the Bigfoot buttocks imprint in Blue Ridge, Georgia. I didn't even get to read the article. This is the split. This goes with. I didn't get a chance to read it. We were all over that ass.
It's like, how much alcohol was involved in the finding of this ass print?
Someone was all over that ass. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Oh
man, I don't know. All right. Well, what did we learn?
They're a little too hairy for me. Good.
It seems like what we need to do is we need to cast someone's ass that might be comparable size.
Somebody get a hold of Kluge. He's about Bigfoot sized. Get a hold of Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, Kluge.
Cast his foot, cast his ass, and see how they fare versus each other.
No, yeah, Kluge wears like a size 21 shoe or some crazy shit.
He's got a big ass foot. He's got a big foot. Yeah. Like if
Bigfoot. Ta-da!
Yeah. I'd hate to have someone put that foot in your ass, you know.
Yeah.
You're gonna know it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I got nothing else to talk about. What we learned tonight? We learned Japan is the Pacific.
We learned we can't tell if it's a Bigfoot ass or beef curtains.
This will be the first and last time Bubba comes on the show because I'm waiting for Rob to call and fire all three of us at some point.
Yeah.
although you know
my show.
What did you do to my show? He'd probably join in. You guys know he would.
You damn near sounded like Rob there too.
The laugh. I'm not going to try and replicate Rob Hansen. No. Well, we learned that earthquakes are really tearing up the Pacific area, and if Yellowstone actually detonates or erupts, it'll be snowing in meters, not feet.
No, millimeters.
Millimeters. Thanks. God, my math is not as good as that Bigfoot ass.
Tyler must have a foot fetish because he's all talking about feet tonight.
I do not have a foot fetish. I hate foot fetishes. I can't stand people with that.
I don't get how people can get turned on by a foot. I'll never know, but
I don't know.
There are people out there.
Yeah. Well, guys, I know I've been promising it for a while about the Operation High Jump video. I talked about also the battleship that my grandfather served on. I'm still researching it. Hopefully we'll have it 2 weeks from now because next Sunday I work.
And hopefully take the time you need to do it properly.
Every time I look something up, I find there's a misdeception or misconception on one of the articles I pull up, and it's getting annoying. But I'm still going to work on it.
Yeah.
But hopefully we'll get that here in a couple weeks or so. Hopefully. All right. Well, Adam, where can we catch you at next? You're on a couple shows.
Yep, let's see. The next show I'll be on is Amigos After Dark at like 11:30 p.m. on Thursday night. Basically, it's just a very uncensored show. So feel free and join me there. Otherwise, I'll be on Mayhem's Amigos next Sunday at 6, or Werid Frequencies again next week at 8 or 9, somewhere between there. Just depends on how well we can get it together. Yeah, that's where you can find me. You can also find me in the chat room of Tyler and Bubba's shows. So I will let them talk about that.
Yep, we got the Best Fan podcast coming up. I need to talk to Rob. We are doing a battle of the podcasts. That is so far the Best Damn Podcast, and Notorious Escapades is the first podcast. I got to interview Casey Ray today for Notorious Escapades. Her show's up.
I seriously thought that podcast was going to be like some naughty stuff or something.
No, I didn't know. It wasn't. You would go that way.
What was the name of it? That's what I immediately thought it was going to be about. It's totally not about that.
Well, we interviewed her today, and she is now officially the first podcast signed up for the Battle of the Podcasts. What we're doing is having a little competition with some of these local podcasts if they are willing to sign up and get a link from St. Jude's so that way people can donate to them. And if they raise enough money between, I believe, October and July, they will win. And we're going to get a custom title belt with their show's logo and everything made for them. A custom heavyweight title belt if they win, if they raise enough money for the year for St. Jude's. And I want to talk to Rob, see if Rob wants to get in on this too, because I think it'd be pretty cool if Werid Frequencies had like a gold UFO title belt in the background, you know?
So are we looking for this to be an annual thing?
We are talking like it might be an annual thing. We want to get a few more shows in on it. I got Opa Ghost coming up in 2 weeks for the next interview. And I'm hoping that Night Terrors, I think you're going to like this podcast, and the Post Game Spread podcast will get in touch with us and let us know, yes, we'd love to come on for an interview. I've talked with the Post Game, but Night Terrors, and I think you're going to like this. I'm still waiting on. But the next episode of Best Damn Podcast will be Wednesday at 7 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube right here. And, of course, we also shared a link to the Werid Frequencies page because Rob gave us permission to, so check it out. It'll be you won't miss it.
And voting for Best of Springfield ends. Voting for nominations ends tomorrow at midnight.
Oh, is it tomorrow? Or I thought it is tomorrow, isn't it? Because today's the 18th. Yeah. Yep, tomorrow at midnight. That's when the voting ends. And then we'll find out who the final 5, I guess, will be. I know that list has grown quite a bit.
So there's still time to vote for Werid Frequencies, everybody.
Yeah, there's still time to vote for Werid Frequencies. All right, guys. Well, on behalf of Hardcore Rob Hansen, who I've also got to try and get an interview scheduled with. I'm getting into these interviews.
Yeah, hopefully the boss won't fire me for next week.
Oh, I'm going to fire you. I'm going to fire you right now. You're fired.
I said the boss. Rob,
I'm the boss of our show. I'll fire you from my show, damn it. What show? I need... No, but seriously, on behalf of Hardcore Rob Hansen, that's the Secret Truth Adam. That's everybody's buddy and Bigfoot connoisseur Bubba. And I'm Tyler. We will see you all next Sunday for another edition of Werid Frequencies. Till then, rush that monkey, probe that alien, and split a joint with that ghost. We'll see you all next time. Good night, everybody.
And cast them Bigfoot
Good night,
butts.
everyone.